Once a month or so, we invite Chef Garry Steele to talk with us about food origins and trends and to make us one of his inventive dishes enhanced by the special Steele twist. Today, he's in a red meat frame of mind. It is my pleasure to welcome Chef Garry Steele, my pal, back to Studio 4 to cook some more.
What do you want?
I want
my pal,
some of this steak.
You want
my
some
pal,
steak?
my friend. I said you were good looking.
You didn't. I didn't hear
Did
that.
you miss
When
that?
did I miss that? It must
I
have
said
been.
the good cook and good looking
Oh,
chef
really?
coming up.
You are.
I'm telling you,
I should
that's
have you as
worth
my
it.
publicist and not the one I've got.
That's worth a free dinner.
Okay, I'll give you a free dinner.
Okay.
Today, we'll do
Excellent.
a free dinner.
Excellent.
We are going today to smoke out the studio. Do you see that?
Fine.
We're going to turn that down a little bit. What I'm
Yes.
going to do first is we're going to, these are beautiful filet steaks and some lamb chops. And I just brought the lamb chops in to show you a difference. Went to our favorite family, Whole Foods, yesterday and chose these beautiful pieces of meat. The beef has got a really interesting little history. We've been eating and cooking beef for about since 7,000 BC.
When you were born?
When I was a young lad. All I'm doing with the steak is I'm putting it onto a little paper towel, just in case there is any moisture. I want the steak to be as dry as possible. I want
Dry?
Yes.
So you
take
blot
the
it.
moisture, yeah.
I don't see any salt here. Some
No.
people salt
I don't
before
salt.
they cook.
No, I don't salt before I
don't?
cook. I salt
Okay.
once it's seared. So we take it, we've just blotted it, we've taken any of the moisture off of there. We've
In a
got
cast iron
smoking cast iron pan. Sit it in there and let it sear. And
I like rare.
you like rare? Okay, that's good, so that'll work.
Good.
And then I'm gonna put the lamb in there as well. And you want to sear it for about 10 seconds, then you want to move it ever so gently. And the reason that you want to move it is so that it doesn't stick and burn. That's crucial.
Move whatever so gently.
So what we're going to do is we're going to just turn it down slightly, and then it's been in there for 10 seconds. You just want to move it so that it doesn't stick. Because if it sticks, it will char, and if it chars, that's not a good flavor.
And then we won't win an Emmy.
No, we won't win the Leo, the Emmy, or whatever we're
Nothing.
going for. The
That'll
Golden
be
Globe.
it.
Trust me, if we pull this Sabayon off today,
We'll win the-
awards that are flowing.
Oh, good. We'll win the comedy award.
Yeah.
For sure.
Really, really,
So
really.
Sabayon, I thought that was dessert.
Sabayon is a dessert. It is
Yeah.
basically a warm custard, but I have taken it and I have made it a savory.
Leslie's worried, the producer. She's like fanning. Because
Want me to fan
if
towards
we
you?
set off the,
The smoke alarms
sprinklers,
will be. In my bowl, I have 3 egg yolks. To that, I'm going to add 4.5 tablespoons of white wine. That is, that is going to go
Get started.
over our heat. We're going to lower the heat to a simmer. We don't want the heat to be too high. We want it to be a simmer, because if it goes too high and boils too much.
Do you want me to do that while you turn those steaks again?
No, they don't need turning yet. It will. What will happen is it'll cook like scrambled eggs.
Right,
You've got
we don't
to,
want that.
If you can see inside the bowl, you've got to
Here
whisk
comes the
this the whole
cameraman.
time. Here comes the cameraman. See that? I'm just tweaking. I can't find
Wow.
my angle. There we go. So
there.
we want to whisk this the whole time.
The whole time, otherwise you'll have scrambled eggs.
You'll have scrambled eggs. Again, we're just going to check our...
And you can do this in a double boiler, a
Yeah,
proper
well, that's,
double.
if you have a double boiler.
boiler.
But I love the pot that I have, and I love the bowl that I have, so I wanted
Okay.
to... Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about eggs.
I can hardly wait for that discussion.
Capers Whole Foods supply me with this beautiful egg from Rabbit River
Free range.
Farms.
I buy these, they're delicious.
Really, they're really gorgeous. I really enjoy them. I'm just turning the beef over now. And what it is I really like about these eggs is that they are field run. So they're fed a flax, and then they're field run.
I knew this
There's
wasn't
2 left. There's 2 left.
You're always tricking me. You bring me empty chocolate boxes.
Empty everything.
I'm just looking.
There are 2 eggs, 3 eggs in there. You'll love it.
Oh,
You'll
okay.
love it.
Well, better than
So,
nothing.
A little bit of the history of eggs. This is really interesting. Brown eggs come from what kind of hens?
Pullets.
Brown eggs come from hens with brown ears. White eggs come from what kind of hens?
Hens don't have ears.
Yeah, hens have ears. And hens
Who
with
was
brown
raised
ears.
on the farm, you or me?
Yeah, me and
Me
you.
too. Okay.
But yeah, brown eggs come from hens with brown ears, and white eggs come from hens with white ears.
Really?
And yeah, that's the only reason why eggs are the color that they are.
What about what you feed the chickens?
Then what that will do is it will change the density of the shell and the texture of the shell, but it won't change the color.
Really? Are you telling me if it were McGee?
No, no, no. This is the God's honest truth.
Now here comes Sergio from Chile.
Oh, you've got to
He's
see
fanning
this.
you
Somebody
too.
take this. This
Take
is
a
just
picture
hysterical.
of these people. They're like
panicking.
Would you like me to fan? Look at them
This will
there.
be off in just a second. You'll all be able to calm down. Now, see now I'm foaming up here. This is beginning to foam up.
One day when we get our proper kitchen, we'll have a fan.
And that could be coming quite soon, actually.
I hope so.
We'll work on that.
Because this is nerve-wracking.
Yeah, and for me, I'm the one cooking it. And it's not got to curdle. If it goes too thick, this is a great tip for you because you'll see it starting to thicken up now. And if it gets too hot, lift it out of the water because we don't want to curdle this. We want this to become the warm sabayon that it is. I am going to just relieving it off the heat in here. So this is about ready. It's not got very far to go now. And what I'm going to do, if you can, here, to this I'm going to add some herbs, just some fresh herbs.
Yum.
And a little tiny bit of sugar can go in there if you find that the wine you're using, traditionally in a sabayon, a wine that you would use would be a Marsala or champagne. So there's a level of sweetness there. You can add a little sugar to this if you find it a little bit stringent at the beginning. But
I don't think sugar somehow overstates.
Well, I have done it and it's really beautiful. I've done this sabayon sauce with a little bit of sugar and I've done it with
Should I keep
chocolate.
stirring?
No. This stage, if you wanted to serve
I'd like to
this-
do something.
Well, here, you do that. That would be a beautiful job then. You do that.
Thank
and
you.
we'll start
I'll
there.
just be over here.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to put into that, Fanny, just a tiny nubbin of butter for it to melt. And what this is going to do is you're going to see the sabayon change ever so slightly and become...
That was close.
Keep stirring and and it'll get a sheen to it. This is just a tiny little bit of salt. Okay.
Should I be doing this?
I wanted
I don't know how to properly whisk.
Oh, you're a good whisker. I think you're a very good whisker. We're going to, I'm going to tell you a little thing now. I want to say hello to some friends of mine out there, specifically Sven and Susie, who I'm going to come back in a month or two and talk to you a little bit about me and a little bit about my story. And especially about when I was young and I was a baby.
Oh, great. We'll get to know the chef.
Yeah, you'll get to know me.
Man
We'll do that.
behind
I really want to do it because I want to
steak.
connect you to BC Kids Hospital. So we'll come and we'll do it. But
Excellent.
I wanted to do a big shout out to Sven, Susie and their children and their grandson Kai, who passed away on Saturday. And was a great little inspiration and did amazing things in his very short life. But
I'm sure
so
he
I'll come back
did.
and we'll talk about it. And
Well, here's
we'll,
to Kai. I'd
yeah.
like to hear the story.
Yeah, I
Albeit
will.
a sad story.
Well,
I'm
it
sure
is,
a
but it's
remarkable
very inspirational
story.
too. Now, steaks and the lamb are done. We want them to
How
rest.
do you know they're done?
Okay, so it's about 3
Rare,
minutes.
medium rare,
Okay,
well
excellent,
done.
excellent. If the camera will go to my hand, I'll show you exactly how to do that. You basically take your thumb, and I want you to hold it to your finger. I don't want you to press like that. I want you to hold it to your finger. And see this part of your hand here? So you're going to touch that. So this, when you touch that, that is rare. That is medium rare. That is medium well, and that is well done. Do you feel how hard and soft this gets? So, my hands are clean.
Doesn't depend on how fat your little paw is.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Nothing to do with that.
Nothing to do with that.
Well, I didn't know that. Good trick.
If you, my hands are clean. I did clean my hands. If you touch the beef and you push it, the density that you feel that beef and the density you feel in your finger, that's how you tell when it's done.
So that looks almost rare.
This is
medium rare?
This is rare. Both
Rare,
the
rare.
lamb and the beef are rare. Yeah, they're beautiful.
And I like rare lamb
I like
too.
rare
Don't
lamb.
you?
I adore rare lamb. So I'm going to just
And bison is a great,
gorgeous
option.
thing. Yeah.
Could do the same with bison.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
very much so. Especially a bison steak. This is just an edamame salad. I got, again... Edamame. I can't say it for the
Edamame is Japanese. Edamame is French.
I can't say it for the love of God. I try.
Well, we'll have to get you some edamame beans.
Yes.
And you can practice.
Save yourself the bother. Go to Whole Foods. They make it for you, and it's fabulous.
I've had this one. What is that with it? Rice?
This is
brown rice?
I think it is rice, actually. It's really beautiful.
Really
this
healthy.
is a couscous with squash, kale. So here's my thing. I like putting some effort into the cooking of the meat, and I like putting some effort into the sauce.
No lumps in this sauce.
No lumps in this sauce. So when it comes to the accompaniment, I have no problem in cheating a little bit there.
Okay.
This is the star of our show.
I like cheating too.
Yeah. No, I mean, why not?
Okay. Why not? Who would know?
This is enough pressure in a dinner party. You don't need to be making all this stuff
I knew you
as well.
were peeling edamames and...
There you go. All night last night.
All night.
This.
I was drinking wine, you were peeling edamames.
Yes, I was not drinking wine, that's for sure. This, just spoon a little of this sabayon over. And again, just the really simple, people. For the eggs that you use, the egg yolks that you use, you want to have 1.5 tablespoons of wine. Use a Marsala, it's a sweeter wine. Use a champagne. It will give you a frothier, slightly lighter sauce. And if you find that it is a little bit too strong, then add a little bit of a liqueur, and that will thin it out. And also, if it gets too thick, add just a tiny little bit more liquid to it, and it will thin it out.
Okay, now what about the egg trick you were doing earlier this morning?
I want to show you this really quickly. This is an egg trick. I really love this. These are 2 brown eggs. This is a brown egg without the shell. This is a brown egg with the shell. I sat this egg in vinegar last night. And what happens, see in the bowl, see all this kind of, it looks like little grains of dirt and everything. That is actually the shell dissolved off of this egg.
Just regular vinegar and water?
Just regular vinegar and water. This is a great little experiment to do for with your kids or your grandchildren, whatever. The longer you leave, if you left this egg in the vinegar for 2 days, the calcium, the shell, would completely dissolve. You'd be left with the egg and the membrane. You know that membrane when you peel a hard-boiled egg? That's what you would be left with. So I wanted to show you the difference, that a brown egg is actually brown, but it's just on the surface.
So is the white one soft?
This is a little bit softer than this one, only because I've taken 1 layer of the shell away already.
Right.
So
and you're doing this because?
I'm doing this because I wanted to show you, too, it's a fun thing to do with your kids, but I also wanted to let you know that this kind of thing only happens with a quality egg. A mass-produced egg will disintegrate. It won't do this.
So now we're doing the egg contest.
There you go.
On Studio 4.
I'm trying to upgrade the level of food we all eat.
Well, the recipes for today's show will be available at WholeFoods.com or Studio4.com, and you'll come back, right?
I will, I promise, I'll come back.
I look forward to that, learning a little more about you.
I'll tell you why I was the very first...
I've talked to your mother.
Yes, I was the very first stillbirth in Malaysia revived. I'll tell you the story.
No, that's a great story. Okay.
Yes,